day, Mom. Good day, classmates. Before anything else, I want to introduce my name. I am Jendi Mayola from BS Ed English 1B. I want to discuss about the following. What is linguistic universal? A linguistic universal is a pattern that occurs systemically across natural languages, potentially true for all of them. For example, all languages have nouns and verbs, or if a language is spoken, it has consonants and vowels. Research in this area of linguistics is closely tied to the study of linguistic typology and it tends to reveal generalizations across languages, likely tied to cognition, perception, or other abilities of the mind. What is universal grammar? Universal grammar, or UG in modern linguistics, is a theory of the innate biological component of the language's faculty, usually credited to Noam Chomsky. The basic postulate of UG, universal grammar, is that there are innate constraints on what the grammar of a possible human language could be. When linguistic stimuli receive in the course of language acquisition, children then adopt specific syntactic rules that conform to universal grammar. In an English speaking country, Standard English or SE is the variety of English that has undergone substantial regularization and is associated with formal schooling, language assessments, and official print publication, such as public service, announcements, and newspapers of record. All linguistic features are subject to the effects of standardization, including morphology, phonology, syntax, lexicon, registered discourse markers, pragmatics, as well as reading features such as spelling conventions, punctuations, capitalizations, and abbreviation practices. World English refers to the fact that the English language has been used as a global means of communication in numerous dialects worldwide. It also refers to the movement towards an international standard of the English language. Carroll constructed a model of the different uses of English around the world. This model is comprised of three concentric circles, which he labeled the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle. The inner circle. The inner circle is composed of those countries who are considered the traditional basis of English, such as the UK, USA, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, and Anglophone Canada. English is in these countries are classed as a first language. Carroll labels the inner circle countries as norm providing. The norms of the English language are produced there. What is the outer circle? The outer circle is comprised of countries where English is not spoken natively but is still maintained as an important language for communication, like for example, as an official second language or as the nation's official language for business and commerce, largely due to historical reasons. These countries include India, Nigeria, the Philippines, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Malaysia, Tanzania, Kenya, non-Anglophone, South Africa, and Canada. Carroll labels this country as norm developing. The norms produced by the inner circle are further developed and reproduced in the outer circle. What is the expanding circle? The expanding circle includes much of the rest of the world's population. Countries that do not hold historical or governmental importance towards English, but class it as a foreign language or lingua franca. Main examples of such countries include most of Europe, China, Russia, Japan, Korea, Egypt, and Indonesia. These countries are norm dependent. They fully depend on norms originally produced by the native speakers of the inner circle. They generally do not develop or reproduce Englishes. In social linguistics, an accent is a way of pronouncing a language that is distinctive to a country, area, social class, or individual. An accent may be identified with the locality in which its speakers reside, a regional or geographical accent, the socioeconomic status of its speakers, their ethnicity, and ethnologue, their case or social class or influence from their first language. Received pronunciation. Received pronunciation, commonly abbreviated as RP, is a once prestigious variety of British English spoken with an identifiable regional dialect. It is also known as British Received Pronunciation, BBC English, the Queen's English, and Posh accent. Standard British English is sometimes used as a synonym. The term received pronunciation was introduced and described by phonetician Alexander Ellis in his book Early English Pronunciation, 1869. American English, sometimes called United States English or US English, is the set of varieties of the English language native to the United States. English is the most widely spoken language in the United States and in circumstances is the de facto common language used in government, education, and commerce. Since the 20th century, American English has become the most influential form of English worldwide. American English varieties include many patterns of pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and particularly spelling that are unified nationwide, but distinct from other English dialects around the world. British English is a kind of the English language which is used in Great Britain. It is one of the two most popular kinds of English in the world. The biggest difference between British English and American English is in pronunciation. Differences in vocabulary and grammar are quite small. People who speak British and American English can easily understand each other. British English consists of many regional kinds of English. For example, people in London, Newcastle, Glasgow, and Manchester speak English in different ways. Australian English is the set of varieties of the English language native Australia. It is the country's common language and de facto national language. While Australia has no official language, English is the first language of the majority of the population and has been entrenched as the de facto national language since European settlement. Being the only language spoken in the home for 72% of Australians, it is also the main language used in compulsory education as well as the federal, state, and territorial legislators and courts. English or AAE, also known as Black American English or Black English in American linguistics, is the set of English sociolects spoken by most Black people in the United States and many in Canada. Most commonly, it refers to a dialect continuum ranging from African American Vernacular English to a more standard American English. Like other widely spoken languages, African American English shows a variation stylistically, generationally, geographically that is feature specific to singular cities or regions only. In rural versus urban characteristics in vernacular versus standard registers, there has been a significant body of African American literature and oral tradition for centuries. Philippine English, similar and related to American English, is any variety of English native to the Philippines, including those used by the media and the most majority of educated Filipinos in English learners in the Philippines. Philippines from adjacent Asian countries. English is taught in school as one of the two official languages of the country, the other being Filipino Tagalog, due to the influx of Filipino English teachers overseas. Philippine English is also becoming the prevalent variety of English being learned in the Far East as taught by Filipino teachers in various Asian countries such as Korea, Japan, and Thailand, and among others. Due to the highly multilingual nature of the Philippines, code switching such as Taglish, Tagalog-infused English, and Bislish, English infused with any of the Visayan languages, is prevalent across domains from casual settings to formal situation. And that's all. Thank you.